Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. Right now we're going to be talking about the movers and shakers behind the scenes making all of the work happen for authors, composers, and publishers. I'm pleased to have Loretta Munoz. She's an executive from the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good morning.
Good morning to you as well. Can you tell me a little bit about what your group does and what you guys offer for artists?
ASCAP is a performing rights organization, and we collect royalties for our members in the areas that we're allowed to in copyright. So it's live performances, it's radio, it's television, it's cable, it's streaming, airlines, you name it, you know. And we then collect that for our songwriters and composers, as you were saying, and lyricists and publishers, and give that to them. And it's a very strong stream of income for their livelihood.
So you guys are ensuring that these artists are going to be able to continue with their craft by making sure that they're not getting ripped off by people who are downloading their stuff illegally or for free. You guys are making sure that...
We're strong advocates for our members and align with other PROs as well in doing that, you know, and standing together in protection for the creatives that, you know, so make the world go round.
So we can have the work that is featured here at Sundance.
That we can have the work that's we have here at Sundance for our 20th year.
20th year.
20th
you guys are
year.
partners with Sundance for 20 years now.
For 20 years. It's been amazing. We started in very humble beginnings at the Sundance ASCAP Music Cafe with at the Elks Lodge there in a little room with a Starbucks cafe, and our stage was a lavish rug. And we had brought songwriters and artists to the festival.
And since then it's just grown and grown and grown. It seems like every year the Music Cafe just becomes a bigger and bigger hit and venue for people here. I've heard more and more people talking about it and saying, oh, I really can't wait to see the show here. And can you talk a little bit about this year's Music Cafe and some of the artists that you guys have had?
This year's Music Cafe, well, last night we had, we like to also partner alongside with Sundance to feature artists that are in the films that are selected here.
Oh, wow.
Or the composers whose music is in. Yesterday we had from Blaze, we had Charlie Sexton and Ben Dickey from the film introduced by Ethan Hawke, his directed, you know, a picture, which was fantastic. And they played in their own right. They're amazing songwriters and incredible musicians, and they played music from the film. And it was just magic.
It's cool
Absolutely.
to see that multi-talented facet of all these creatives. How a lot of them are, like you said, they work on movies. They write, they compose the scores for movies and write some of the songs as well. But on their free time, they're fabulous musicians themselves.
Incredible. We had Aloe Black. We've had Saida Garrett, who is wrote the amazing, beautiful song, co-wrote the song with Glenn Ballard, Man in the Mirror. And to see and hear her perform, it is unbelievable. She's just such a powerhouse. And coming up, we've got return performance of Michael Fronte,
the fan
which is
favorite,
always
yes.
the most, you know, uplifting. And
his shows are so much fun. He comes to Park City quite often, and
he loves
he's
it
an
here.
absolute. He's an absolute legend here. I mean, a lot of the time his shows are pretty much close to sold out. Anyone that I've gone to here in Park City, and they're always so much fun. They're so interactive. Everyone's up on their feet and dancing. I've been at one of his concerts where there was 4 or 5 inches of snow, and it seemed like we were on the beach in Mexico or something. It's just so much fun.
He's got such great power and goodwill that it just, you know, it just transfers to everyone that's in the room. And we have this year bringing back the CMA's Country Music Association.
Excellent.
So we're going to have a Riders in the Round, and I think you might be having one of the artists come here. Her name is Jillian Jacqueline. She's an emerging artist that is absolutely fantastic.
Well, we can't wait to speak to her.
Incredible. And there's other artists that are signed with that are going to be in the round. It's become a real favorite of the audience. There's a Sundance programmer that I really have a keen, high respect for. His name is John Nine, and he asked me several years ago what artist is going to be performing at the Music Cafe that I have no idea. I don't know, but I'm going to walk away loving. So it's always nice to, I've kept that as my sort of rule,
Your
you know,
goal.
my goal. It's like, who can we bring in that's already having some movement and is really great, and audiences will just be blown away by. So that's always nice and a challenge to have.
That's
that.
excellent that you guys bring people who can come and kind of discover these new artists and kind of it's almost like re-falling in love with the music that you've heard so many times before. It's amazing. What's on the agenda this year for ASCAP?
On the agenda this year, well, let's see. We have an amazing conference that happens in the spring. It's the I Create Music Conference, and it's incredible. It focuses on songwriters and composers and their needs, no matter what the panel is. And then we have master classes or interviews where, say, Aloe Black interviews Bill Withers.
Wow.
And they just have a conversation,
Wow.
you know.
That's
or
amazing.
Bill and I'll call him Bill. Bill Withers and Justin Timberlake just have
What
a
an
chat.
amazing-
It's really nice.
Wow.
And or producers will come, writer producers, and they'll put up their rigs and then answer questions from the songwriters and composers, like, how did you get that sound? And they'll show them, and they'll pull everything up.
Show their
So
inspiration and give them some tips.
It's great.
Well, thank you so much. You guys offer so much for creatives and
Thank
artists
you.
alike, and you keep them safe from getting gypped off, which is fantastic. And
We
and
fight
keeping
the good
art
fight.
going.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Loretta, for coming on the show today, and we appreciate you coming and doing this work and partnering with Sundance for so long.
Thanks for helping spread the word for all this great stuff that's going on here.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Okay.
We're wrapping up the show today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the couch with Kelly, Conrad, and I to take it away.